Hello, everyone. I'm Justin with Is It Scary Wisconsin, joined by best friend Gage, and tonight we're back for another Wisconsin haunted house review. But before we get started, I want to warn all of you that there is a really obvious imitator out there copying our icon, copying our name, copying everything we do here on Is It Scary Wisconsin. But remember, at the end of the day, if it ain't Is It Scary, it ain't shit. And today we're getting into the review for 6 Feet Under Haunted Attraction in Black Creek, Wisconsin. Now, this was a haunt that going into the season, Gage and I kind of got on our radar. You guys, later on when we have a little reaction video we're going to be doing, you guys are going to see that, we were kind of looking forward to coming to this attraction. We were talking about it. And going into a haunt that's open for its first year, for its first time ever, you never really know what to expect, right, Gage?
Mhm.
And there's always the possibility that you get some dude's backyard, basement, bargain, jump scare, whatever, bonanza. Well, what we're going to do is, today we're going to get into it and we're going to see how 6 Feet Under Haunted Attraction fares on its first year. 6 Feet Under is a brand new bloody haunted attraction in Black Creek, Wisconsin. While at first this haunt might look like another run-of-the-mill warehouse haunt, there was a lot to see, and the characters alone were worth the drive from Green Bay. This haunt has a familiar style like that of, I would say, Revenge or Camp 5 Terror, and that is they hit you hard and fast. So without further ado, we're going to get into this review. We're going to do 40 points from general, 40 points from scares, 10 personal points each. Everything comes together for their score out of 100. Is there a website? Does it have up-to-date information? I said yes. They have the Facebook page. It does have prices, things of that nature listed. So 1 of 1 point. Is there a clearly labeled parking lot and parking available? Yes, 1 of 1 point. Clearly labeled ticket booth presenting prices? Yes, 1 of 1 point. It still blows my mind how many times we go into haunts and there's no prices listed. Gage and I both share that frustration, and it's really nice when you walk in, boom, it's right there in your face, $20. Awesome. Are there clear queue lines? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Are rules listed before the first attraction? Yes, 1 of 1 point. Are music and audio appropriate throughout the haunt? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Did actors stay in character throughout the attraction? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Was the haunt fully and well staffed? Yes, 3 of 3 points. Were there clear directions through and after the haunt was over? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Was lighting appropriate? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Were there any unusual scents? I actually said yes for this one. We got hit with several different scents, and then there was one room where there's like, Gage actually pointed this out to me, and I was like, man, I wonder why it smelled so bad in this room. And then my brain was like, oh, bro, like, this is what you're talking about. We came into one room and there was a really strong BO scent. Like it wasn't like a bunch of dudes that just smelled bad.
That's probably what it is. You don't know.
Yeah, and that's fine. But it was really egregious. Like it was strong to the point to where I was like, I can't ignore this. This caught my attention. Even Gage pointed out, he's like, bro, this is sense. I'm like, yep, it got me. Absolutely.
You hear that, scare actor? So don't shower and don't put on a deodorant. I'm kidding. Please do that.
Don't tell them that.
Please do that.
So 2 of 2 points for that. Did you catch another group? No, 2 of 2 points. Was the scenery quality? I said yes and no, 1 of 2 points. I said this in our unlisted video for them too. There's a lot of very common haunt theme rooms here. A lot of things that you expect to see at haunted attractions here. I don't want to say very similar because then it makes it sound like I'm saying, oh, they're just like every other haunted house. But it is like walking through this, it did feel like a typical haunted house experience. So I did 1 of 2 points for the scenery. Yes, I realize I'm embodying that meme right now. If you can't scare act, if you can't scare, if you can't do scenery, if you can't manage a haunt, review haunts. Yes, I understand I am being that meme.
You really let that get to you, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. I know I'm being that meme. I know.
It's such a good one, though.
It is. It is. Did the haunt maintain immersion? I said 1 of 2 points. We'll get into that and talk about that later. Was the haunt walking path well maintained and safe? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Was it appropriately priced? Yes, 1 of 1 point. Good atmosphere? Yes and no, 1 of 2 points. Did you see any personal items or anything else in the haunt that would make you say this shouldn't be here? No, 2 of 2 points. Was the haunt well organized? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Were the staff helpful in doing their job? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Was the haunt a complete attraction? Yes, 2 of 2 points. And were advertised icon characters present, or did they advertise something that they didn't accurately present? I said yes and no, 1 of 2 points. Goatman was advertised in their actual like haunt advertisements. We didn't see Goatman on site. This would be a character, since I saw this character in like their main advertising, I would expect to see this character on site. I understand like the behind the scenes of it, the reason I didn't see that character, I understand that. However, if you're going to use a character in advertising, you really should have that character present at the haunt in some way, shape, or form. So I did have to take a point for that, 1 or 2 points there. Their totals, 36 out of 40. They lost 4 points for general. Gage, take it away.
For scares, did actors attempt to scare you? Yes, 2 points. Were mask costumes good quality? Yes, 1 of 1 point. Did props seem real? Yes, 1 of 1 point. Were actors in position to enhance the scares? 1 of 2 points. Justin, did you want to talk about that?
What, with some actors being out of position?
Correct. Towards the end.
Let's talk about that. Let's actually talk about that at the end of the video. Just go ahead.
Sure.
Go ahead and move towards through your points first.
Was there a variety of characters and creatures on the site unless stated otherwise? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Did actors scare twice in a scene? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Did actors scare 3 times in a scene? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Did actors scare from below the waist? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Did actors scare from above the waist? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Were actors using a variety of scare tactics? Yes, 3 of 3 points. Was there a go home scare in the last room or a point of contact and attraction? Yeah, there was 2 of 2 points. Did actors seem well trained and enthusiastic? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Were props, animatronics, and electronic devices in working order? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Were there any unique scares? I give them 1 out of 2 points on this one. I'll talk about later. Did anyone use vanilla lines during a scare? Yes, 2 of 2. Oh, no, they didn't. 2 of 2 points. If it was a no-touch haunt, or contact haunt, did the haunt abide by these rules? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Did sounds enhance the scares? Yes, 2 of 2 points. Was spoken language appropriate? Yes, 2 of 2 points. And was makeup on point? Yes, 2 of 2 points. This giving them a 38 out of 40 for scares.
38?
Mm-hmm.
That puts them at a 74 standing score. Solid.
74 is good right off the bat.
Yeah, 74 off the bat's really solid. So here it is at Scary, Wisconsin. And Gage, you and I talked about this last night. We had a chance to go to a bunch of different haunts. And I kind of told you, I always want my integrity to stay. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when I do reviews, I always just tell the truth. And I always just tell it how I really feel. And I think sometimes actors and managers maybe take that the wrong way. But I always mean it from a position of, hey, this is the stuff that stood out to me as not so good. We got to touch this up so the show gets better. I'm always coming from I feel like I always come from a good place. I don't feel like I come into these reviews and go, yeah, I can't wait to give 6 feet under a bad review so this guy can't get his haunt off the ground and he loses everything, you know? Like, I don't want to see that happen to anybody. So, just in general, this is a classic haunted attraction.
It is.
Get in, get scared, get out. For the location and what they have, it does work. Set design is quality, although some of these rooms really felt like standard haunted attraction fare. I loved how they worked with lighting and audio in this haunt. Everything from clown scenes to, you even said it, you're like, oh, I love how the audio just kind of fades out here. Like, you know, so we had those kind of conversations during the show. That was really good about this. I didn't see Goatman, so I did ding the point for that. Immersion and atmosphere suffered because we saw some wiring on a prop at the back end of the haunt. I don't know if this was a speaker or if this was just like a electronic device that wasn't hidden properly. I don't know what this was, but this dinged them for 2 points out of my score total. Because I'm walking through and I see this body hanging there, and here's all these like flickering lights on it, and it was just like this weird looking device, and it really felt like it shouldn't be there. It didn't feel like it was part of the show. Mm-hmm. So that's just some stuff that I noticed about the haunt in general. Some good, some not so good, some in the middle. This haunt did have some things that surprised me, and this haunt did. They I saw some stuff from some of the actors and some of the management that we interacted with that really got me excited about the future potential of this place because I know it's in good hands, right? One thing I wanted to point out that I really like that I feel like these people never get the kudos they deserve is the people at the ticket booth when we bought our tickets. They said go get in line right there, and they pointed us where to go, and they said the nurse will be with you shortly. Now these are just random Calrissians selling tickets, and they stayed in character. They stayed in theme. That was really good, and I really liked that. So right from the get-go, when you get inside there, the people selling you your tickets are putting you into this. They're immersing you into this experience. That was really good, and I liked it a lot. Gage, do you have anything you want to just talk about in general, or would you like to go into personal points?
Sure. So if we're knocking off some things here that we kind of noted, uh, you know, make sure I have the right one for a minute. Let me just read my notes real quick. They had a great, unique scene midway through the haunt, and this is what I'm pertaining to when it comes to the unique scares, by the way. They had a great, unique scene midway through the haunt. I don't want to get in detail, obviously, for spoilers. I would just like to see more intense scenes like that, other than, the consistent jump scares. Not that it's bad, but it's just consistently jump scares throughout the haunt. There was more interactions, which I mean, there was a good blend of it. It's just I want to see more unique scenes. Um, Another thing I want to touch on, Justin, you didn't mention it. The actors in the position to enhance the scares. You want to talk about that?
Well, sure. There were a few points in the haunt where it felt like we were either. There was one point where like I could see through into the next area, and I saw basically an actor moving to go to the hidey hole and like get into position. Um, so I was just like, okay, well I know this person, guy or gal or whatever, is coming from the left. So and then there were a few maybe towards the back end of the haunt, there were maybe a few moments where it felt like the actors weren't quite ready,
Mhm.
or maybe it felt like for how we were coming through, maybe they were in the wrong side or maybe they were in the wrong area because you could basically see them even though they were hiding. So I definitely I think that was warranted. Gage, were they in positions to enhance the scares? Some of the scares were just good, right? Some of the hidey holes are perfectly placed, and unless you're basically walking through going like this, in every single room you're in, they're gonna get you. They knew where to hide for the
Mhm.
most part. So I think that was appropriate to take the 1 point off. Just in some of the maybe the more even more important rooms, it felt like maybe we had a miss.
If one is going to say, okay, then why didn't you take the full 2 points off? A full 2 points off is when we walk into a room and the actor's like this, like
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
a full 2 points off. But seeing someone move and try to get in position, that's 8 points. They're
And I
trying.
might have been really lucky because I basically looked past you and I looked past Jenna and I
Mhm.
looked like into the room ahead. And maybe I just got really lucky. Maybe I wasn't supposed to see them. Maybe they didn't care that I saw them. Maybe that was part of the scare. Is it's like, oh, they're
Mhm.
gonna be on my left, and then we came up and around and they were actually around the next corner. So I don't know. It felt like I shouldn't have seen them. It
That's all right. Moving on. Uh, this is probably unique to us because they do kind of know who we are, and so they kind of play it off, so it's funny. But I still want to make note of it. They had a hobo scare kind of at the end when we were driving off when they rolled up in a cart and they had someone in there. Like, okay, I just want to tell you my mindset as I was driving out there. I was just straight up thinking, damn it, Justin, lock the doors. I don't have cash to give out right now. Like, I straight up thought, like, there's someone going to be looking for some
you didn't
some
realize
kind of
you
money.
didn't realize it was them.
I
Yeah,
didn't
what'd you
realize it
say?
was them. I'm like, damn it, Justin locked the doors. I didn't think they'd be coming out of Dollar General, but here they are. That's your spawn point. But okay. So that's kind of unique to us. If that happens to y'all, I hope.
Is that a water
Anyways,
bottle? That's 10 points off.
what?
Is that a
Oh,
water
the
bottle?
water bottle.
That is
Yeah.
so
You see that
funny.
water bottle? 10 points off.
Please
That was
leave the
good.
please leave the haunted attraction now.
You know, they really remind me of like Revenge, like you said it earlier. It's just their style and gritty scares are very similar to Revenge, and I like it. And knowing the leadership and then the ideas that go into this haunt, it like as you said, Justin, it makes me hopeful for the future. I'm really confident to see it, and I hope they get more attention so that way they get more people. More people equals more money equals more investment into the hunt. And I really hope to see it because it's there and I will love to see what they can do with just more resources.
Absolutely. Why don't we jump into personal points, Gage?
Sure.
I'm gonna
You go first.
I'm gonna go right off of what you just said. This crew cares a lot. +1
Hmm.
points. We probably saw a little bit more than maybe the average customer does because
Correct, yeah.
we got pulled back into the secret band room area. Um, you can tell, right? Uh, from a 5 minute conversation with these guys, I could tell there are certain actors at this show that really care, right? I mean, their like livelihoods are in this show. Um, and you can see that. You can see that starting to blossom at the 6 feet haunted attraction. So I really hope that continues. I gave a bonus point for that. You can definitely feel that the people there care and they want to give a good show. They do. They're working on giving a better show. They want to give a good show, and they want the people that come there to be entertained and scared. +1. The queue line entertainment is all over the place. It's very unusual and it's very good. From the moment we walked in and got in line, we were being interacted with by several different types of queue line entertainment. This is good. And it was noticeable considering last night we actually went to a haunted attraction with about 150, 200 people in line that had zero queue line entertainment, which just felt totally odd that here's all these people just standing in this room and there's not even one actor like stalking through or romping through the place trying to get at least one or two creep out scares. So that was good. I liked it. +1 point. +1 point. Nurse Ratched is an absolute effing rock star. And I don't mean Nurse Ratched is a rock star because just because of her character or just because of her personality. There were multiple points where I would say, as a group, we may have challenged her, right? Like, can she stay in character? Can she roll with the punches? Here's a couple grown ass men basically acting like idiots. Can she corral us and keep us in line? Yeah, she can. And she was really on point. There was a point. I know, Gage. One of your questions is, was spoken language appropriate? She even said to me, "Now, Justin, are you gonna be offended by adult jokes?" And of course, I said no. But it was really cool. So now she knows, hey, these guys can handle some NC-17 stuff. I can get a little bit more creative, right? I liked that. I really liked that, and I think Nurse Ratched actually needs to be advertised and actually needs to be a full-time icon character at 6 feet under. She is one of the top performers there, and she sets the pace for the entire attraction. Excellent, excellent. +1 point, Nurse Ratched. +1 point, actor in the coffin. I won't say anything else. I won't give any more description.
Thank you.
I won't give any more description. When I was a kid, I had a very similar experience to this, and it scared me so bad. And walking up tonight, I didn't expect this, and it also got me so good. And the continuation after it got me was great. it was a funny scene, it was a scary scene, and it was entertaining. +1 point. +1 points. The energy here at 6 Feet Under is top level. There is a team of actors here that really cares and loves what they do. You can feel this energy. I talked about how you could tell how the actors care in their performances. There is an energy level when you're going through some of these rooms with some of these actors. You can feel it, right? You know they want you to tag them on Facebook. They want you to tag them on Instagram or wherever. They want you to spread the word about this place because they really do. There is this energy level. It's a different kind of energy. You can feel it. And I don't know how to put it into words. But I gave a bonus point for that too. Overall, I gave 5 bonus points. They're currently at a 79.
79?
Yep.
Alrighty. So my bonus personal point.
Sorry, yeah, personal points. We're trying
Yeah,
not to
you
call
see,
them we're trying not to call them bonus points because then it just makes it sound weird. They're personal points. I apologize. Thank you.
Scary skeleton personal points. Intro. So the intro into the house was definitely something to kind of get you a little warmed up for it. Here's the one thing that's good about it. Sure, you could say, well, Nurse Ratched is great in her own self. What she did was awesome. There's also a little behind the scenes thing you can kind of think about when it comes to that. With that little interaction there, and I don't even call it little, like you're there for about a good 5 minutes. That's a great way to facilitate people going through the haunt so that way you're not catching groups as you're going on. So it's like you're thinking, all right, that's what the waiting line's for. No, that's what Nurse Ratchet's there for. She's there to stop you from getting too far and she'll hang on to you for a bit. I wouldn't surprise if they got some kind of communication system, and if they don't, I highly encourage you to be like, all right, now's a good time to send one through, you know? So I had to give a bonus point for that. What's up?
I want to piggyback off what you just said, and 6 Feet can thank you. You just earned them an extra bonus point.
Let's go.
And I remember because I have actually had an additional +1 written down. It just didn't have anything next to it. I'm giving an additional point for pacing. I thought the pacing at this haunt was great. Again, considering we've been through a few haunts where we literally just get people piled on top of us, and it completely ruins the show. It felt like we were the only group in the haunted attraction.
We weren't, by the way.
We weren't. This was great, and I really, really liked this. So I'm giving an additional bonus point that puts him at 80 after my points. Let's go ahead, Gage.
My next bonus point is exactly
Personal
it was
point.
one of your
Scary spider point.
Scary spider points.
Yeah.
Okay, scary spider points. It's so freaking stupid. Okay. My next one. I want to make a note, by the way, if you're new to our channel, we will more than likely share the same personal points due to the fact that we don't communicate on our personal points. So we may give one for the same thing. So perfect. They do it, then you know it's good. As I just said, one of my personal points is for that coffin scare. That's it. Shut up. Don't say it. We don't spoil it. We don't do spoilers here.
Don't you want to describe the whole scene and tell everybody exactly what happens?
If I did that, why would I go through the haunt?
It's true.
If I was told what would exactly happen for each room and each sequential room, why would I go through the haunt? Why would I spend money on it? That's why you don't spoil.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't. Next bonus. Spooky, scary spider points. Everything is in your face. It is intense. This is what we were talking about. Like, as I was on our drive back from the haunt, I was talking to Justin, and I'm like, dude, like, the one thing I love about this haunt, and like as you said before, Camp 5 Terror and I wouldn't even put Revenge in here. Revenge has the same intensity, however, they have open rooms. Camp 5 Terror is kind of similar in this regards because there's really
very claustrophobic.
It's very close quarters. You can't really, like, for example, you're not going to see an actor across the room. The actor's always going to be about, like, you know, a good 5 feet of whatever, if not closer to you, kind of scary, you know. So they're always going to be around you. You're never going to see them coming. And if you do, you're probably going to get, flanked by some other scarer. So I had to give a bonus point for that. Yeah. Everything's in your face and it's intense. My, I said bonus, personal point. My next person, we got to get off that. We've been doing it for quite a
Scary
while. My
spider
next
point.
scary spider point. My next scary spider point is they make great use of that space. Because when you look at the building from the outside, it's similar to like Terror Shed or something, or Camp 5 Terror, for example. You just look on the outside, you're like, okay, kind of get a gauge of it. Maybe 5 minutes, 10. Like
Yeah.
you look at it, you're like, I'm gonna be in and out, probably boop, 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 boop. No, this is you. This is you going through each one of these haunts that I mentioned. And then you think you're gonna go here, and then you go over back here, and you go up and down, you got your bad knees, so people with the bad knees, they can't get up and down, and and then you're out.
That's what Gage says.
That is a gauge. Well, I'm quoting a gauge sense is what I'm
I
doing.
know what you're doing.
So, yes, I had to give a personal point for the fact that they made very good use of their space. It was hinted that there's potential more space for them to use, and I'm excited to see it. So,
I think this haunt is a good example of appearances can be deceiving.
it really is. It really is. My next personal point, the actors just don't give up on the scare. Like they will keep coming after you because when you're getting scared as like a customer, you never want to tell someone, "All right, your scare's over." You want to keep going along with the scare. It's you're there to you paid your money, and do they give you your money's worth? They're gonna keep getting after you. They're gonna keep trying to scare you. Don't get upset. They are trying to scare you. They're doing their job. So I had to give a personal point. You notice how I keep stopping myself? I had to give a
You're gonna give
personal
a scary
point for that.
skeleton point for that?
Yeah. How you said? Anyways, that was my last bonus personal point. So out of that is 5 personal points.
Excellent. 6 Feet Under is an 85 out of 100. They're a good
Ooh.
haunted attraction, and honestly, they have the start of something really special here.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second, bud? You hear this, and I know, like people who are new to our channel, you probably hear 85 out of 100 does not sound that good. I want you to note, most corporate and most big name haunts that we've been to are in the 80s. Everyone's in the 80s. I think so far we only had 190 in the 90s. So being in the 80s, not bad.
No.
That's good.
Yeah. They have a good show. They have a smash mouth show with high energy and high octane, and like you were mentioning, Gage, relentless scares. This is a haunt. I'm interested to see how it grows over the next couple of years, and I really hope these guys do have success. Again, we did make a few suggestions. You have to make sure there aren't things out of place in the haunt, breaking immersion, breaking atmosphere. I mean,
And just with that would have been 87.
That's 2 points of the review right there. And I mean, those points, as far as I'm concerned, those points are precious, right? Give me a little bit more scenery that makes me go, holy shit, this is really deep. Like, wow,
But before we move on, we also got to touch on MVAs. I
Yeah.
don't want to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I've pretty much said everything I need to say about this haunted attraction. I want to see 6 Feet Under succeed. I like the show, and I think it's one that for the 25-minute drive from Green Bay, it's worth the drive for sure. And you can hit it on your way to other haunts. You don't have to be there for 3 or 4 hours. So it's a nice get in, get scared, move on, and I liked it. My MVA is Nurse Ratched. I feel like without her, the show is, I don't want to say half as meaningful because that makes it sound bad, but she gives your presence there significant meaning. And I really liked that a lot. It was really, really good.
Sorry, dog's barking. I'm waiting for my wife to go take care of them. Otherwise, Daddy's got to go out there and use his daddy voice and let them know.
Dogs
Knock
barking.
it off.
Dogs barking. Someone next door.
Dog front door,
type
next door
of-
neighbors, dog
Yeah.
barking. My MVA, speaking of dogs barking, I'm kidding, that made no sense. My MVA, this is very vague, and I apologize because I really can't describe it much more than I went into a dark hallway, almost a pitch black hallway. Someone, and I can assume it's a lady because it was a very high pitched voice, like scared me to my right, and she just got me. I really, that's it. I can't tell you. By the way, my runner-up would be Nurse Ratched. I just knew you'd mention her because she did a great job. That was just a really good scare that I wasn't really expecting. So, yeah, if you know who you are, you know who you are. But the lady in a dark freaking hallway that I couldn't see at all just went, blah, 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 blah. You got me, all right? That's all I can say. I have my closing sentence unless you have any other words.
Take it away. I'm done. I want
May
to see
you rest in peace, 6 feet under. 6 feet under debut. That actually sounds bad. I'm talking about you. May you rest your peace in your words. Anyway, 6 feet under debut. This is 6 feet under's debut year and was a great taste of what's to come. The in your face action will leave you on edge from the moment you get admitted to the moment you leave those doors. If you don't end up ending 6 feet under.
Nice. I like 6 feet under, and I'm curious to see how they grow between now and next year. Justin, with Is It Scary Wisconsin, I'm joined here by my best friend Gage. Please, for the love of whatever you believe in, do not get us confused with Great Value Is It Scary Wisconsin. And make sure you're following us on the socials, on Facebook and on Instagram. Is It Scary Wisconsin? There's merch links in the description. You guys can check it out. Like these awesome OG designs that we're wearing tonight. And remember, if it ain't as scary, it ain't shit. Gage, at the end of the day, what do the people come here to know?
Is it scary, Wisconsin?